Oh, hello. Jim Howard here in Fort Worth, Texas. Today's date, it's January 3rd, 2011. Excuse me. I think this is my first YouTube video for 2011. So it's sort of a video blog, I guess, for today. I'm looking at my blog that I do. That's when I'm going to get it's going to be kind of jog my memory what I'm going to talk about. The one thing I wanted to comment on that I commented in my blog about is the fact that when this new session of Congress begins, the Speaker of the House will be Republican this time, and the other Republicans that are coming in, especially was it 60 or 80 new Republicans, and maybe that's just the number of the ones that are sort of identified with the Tea Party. They've stated that they are going to start this new session of Congress by having the Constitution of the United States read. Is it the secretary or I forget what is going to, I'm sure he'll have some assistants help him. They're actually going to have him read the Constitution of the United States. Now, the Constitution of the United States isn't a really, really long, big document. Our founding fathers just sort of put a framework in there. But anyway, they're going to have the Constitution of the United States read. And, I mean, it's a stupid public relations gimmick, totally, but what I blogged about, I said the Republicans do not know what's in the Constitution of the United States. Apparently, they don't know what the Constitution says, and not only that, they're so stupid that somebody has to actually read it to them. And I also commented that I don't think that they should be allowed to be sworn in as members of Congress. Apparently, they don't know what the Constitution of the United States says. And so, therefore, how can they swear the oath? Because they have to swear an oath that says, they give their name, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign or domestic, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservations or purposes of evasion, and that I will and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I'm about to enter, so help me God. Unquote. How can you, if you don't know what the Constitution says, how can you swear an oath that you're going to support and defend it? So, I mean, it's just, and I know, they have this, the new member is going to be sworn in, he goes up there, and I'm sure his family is, I don't know where how close they can get, or, but, it's they're a new member, and, oh, wow, photos are taken, all that kind of stuff. I'm sorry, if I were, and of course, maybe it'd be ruled by the Speaker, who's a right-wing, Republican, he might rule me out of order. But if I was a Democratic member, I'd say, wait a minute, you can't swear this person in because he doesn't know what he's swearing to. He doesn't know the Constitution, and he's already, he's not a member yet because he hasn't taken the oath, but you're getting ready to administer the oath to him, but he's already stated that he wants the Constitution to be read to him. So apparently, that's I would have just, it would not be popular, but anyway, they're going to waste the time. It's going to take time to do that, to read that. It's cost, there's things that should be discussed, things that in Congress should be, the House that should be working on, and they're going to play this stupid game of reading the Constitution of the United States. tell you, it's just, and two, I think the Republicans who have taken this oath and who are going to take this oath, you know, the oath says that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I'm about to enter. So help me God. I don't think the Republicans have done that. They have made it clear that their goal, their number one goal, is to make the President of the United States a failure and to make sure that he is not, you know, the President of the United States is not reelected. You know, and he is the President of the United States, and they want him to fail, and they also have they've done everything they could to block things that would, you know, be good for the country. Anyway, the other thing I commented on was this thing of sort of, I did it with tongue-in-cheek, trying to be a little humor, but I commented about, I had my blog entry as the end of the world or the end of Arkansas. In Arkansas, there's two stories on CNN, separate stories, but 5,000 birds fell from the sky in Arkansas. People wake up or whatever and go out, and there, you know, all over town is 5,000 dead birds that, you know, birds that were flying. That's it. And the other story is 100,000 fish in Arkansas washed up, you know, on the river or something or other. So, you know, is this Armageddon? Is this, you know, have the Protestants in Arkansas been praying for the, what do they call it? Not the end of the world. It's the end of the world, but for the second coming or something. I commented that on my blog I've been commenting that I've been really finding it difficult to find any movies to watch. In fact, I finally just canceled my subscription with Netflix. Couldn't find any streaming stuff that I wanted to watch, and I'm signed up. I have a Charter is my cable company. They supply my internet service. I don't get cable television from them, but I get internet from them. But one of the benefits, there's several benefits they give you, and one of them is you have access to epic movies, and there's a lot of movies. I can't find anything I want to watch there that's you know, you can stream. So I am a Plus member of Hulu, and I've been watching some TV shows. I've watched some TV series that I never watched, and some of them have been good. I just started watching a police drama, Detroit 187, and I'm up to, I think, season 1, episode 6, and I really like it. It reminds me of Hill Street Blues, which I loved, and so I've been watching that. I'm here, don't go away. I'm back. I did a review of the Win TV device, and been using that, been watching television, over-the-air television. One thing, it's working great. The longer I use it, the more I like it. One thing that I did notice after the review I did, this thing gets really hot, but I mean, hasn't melted or anything. In the review I did, I commented I wasn't crazy about the antenna that they sent, so I'm just using a rabbit ears. But I saw that Amazon has a little tiny antenna that's powered, so it's amplified, and it just has a little thing that comes up, whatever. It's real small, and I may get that. It's a PowerQ HD TV and antenna, whatever. I may get that. The only thing is, it's on sale too. I think it's like $26 or something like that. Let's see. think I have the price here. It's on sale on my blog. It's showing it as $29.99. That's so that's $30. That's 2/3 of what I paid for the. But may get that. If I do, I'll do a review on it. It would be good because it's so small. It would be something too that with my laptop, it'd be pretty easy to carry that and flip it open and watch TV if I took my laptop someplace. See how much time I've used here. Oh, my 10 minutes. Wanted to comment. I spent too much time talking about the Republicans. Sorry about that. A man in Virginia goes to the airport and he's upset about before he went there, because he wrote on his chest a protest or whatever. So he goes to the airport in Virginia and he strips to his underwear at the Virginia airport as a protest against the security procedures. And he took off his shirt and his pants at the Richmond International Airport. He had scrawled across his chest a reference to the Constitution's Fourth Amendment, which the Republicans wouldn't know what that is, but it's protection against unreasonable search and seizure. On my blog here, I actually have what it says. And actually what it says is the right of the people to be secure in their person, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall be issued but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the person or things to be seized, unquote. So anyway, I commented in my blog that this is not an unreasonable search and seizure. It's for security purposes. There are signs. He doesn't have to fly. There are signs at the airport saying if you enter this, line that you have to be subject to the security procedures or whatever. And but then what I commented about was that the police arrested him for disorderly conduct. And what I commented about was that, of course, I don't know the details. They didn't give a lot of details. I don't know whether, if he just went there and he said, I'm protesting, and he takes off his shirt and he takes off his pants and he has written on his chest, his protest or whatever. That's not disorderly and people may have been going, hey, wow, look at that. That guy just took his shirt and pants off. But that's not disorderly conduct. But now, he may have taken his shirt and pants off and been yelling and screaming, police state, I protest, you are, this is a Nazi Germany. I mean, he may have been screaming and hollering, and it may have been disorderly conduct. But I don't have a feeling it wasn't. They didn't mention anything about that. And then what I went on to comment in my blog about was, that actually legally, and of course I'm not an attorney, I'm of the opinion, and I think that if it went to the Supreme Court of the United States, that they would agree with me, is that he legally, he could have gone there and he could have taken off all of his clothes. He could have been stark naked, as long as it was a political protest, as long as he was protesting politically, and it was obvious that he was because he had written on his chest, he could have stripped naked. Now, if he started playing with himself and gets an erection and starts waving at little kids or something, that's a totally different thing. But if he went there as a political protest and got totally naked, he shouldn't have been arrested. And they should have let him pass the line and said, okay, if you're going to get on the plane here, though, you need to put your clothes on. That's a rule we have on the airplane. You have to wear your clothes, But they would have arrested him for sure. If he'd have taken all his clothes off, they would have arrested him for sure. They put the handcuffs on him. They'd have drug him away, whatever. The reason I say that would be him even going as far as getting naked, as long as it was a political protest, is the First Amendment would have protected him. Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press or of the right of people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for redress of grievances. And I think that, of course, it cost a lot of money to take a case to, but I think that he would have won that. But I don't know what his conduct really was when they arrested him for disorderly conduct. What else did I want to talk about? Let me real quick. This could be turned into a long. Wanted to comment. I'm in Texas. We haven't had to worry about the bad weather and the snow really. New York City and other places, they got this big debate going on now and an investigation and everything about whether the people who are doing the snow removal slowed down, didn't do their job or whatever. I just want to comment that, and maybe I should come back to it, especially if this other thing goes someplace. I worked security at a hospital, Trinity Lutheran Hospital, and when it would snow, we would, depending on how much it snowed, we'd call in a company, Home Lawn and Garden Company in Kansas City, Missouri. They'd be there in an hour or two, and they'd bring a whole crew, and they'd just go to work and did a terrific job. But I worked in security, and everybody, before they got there, or even after they got there, we were helping people out. And the employees just loved security. Oh, just wonderful. Thanks. You pushed my car. You jump-started my car. Then our director of security had a meeting of supervisors. I was a second shift supervisor then. And he says, oh, got great. And so there was the day shift supervisor, I was there, midnight shift supervisor, and the lieutenant. And we're all there. And the director of security says, oh, great news. I got some great news for us. I figured out a way we can get a brand new Jeep that we can use for patrolling. And all we have to do is we'll just do snow removal, and we'll save the hospital money. We'll do the snow removal and just put a blade on the Jeep when the winter weather comes, and it probably won't be bad anyway. And we get this Jeep that we can use, for patrolling purposes or whatever. Don't you all think this is a great idea? And let's do it, right? And he goes to the day shift supervisor. Oh, great idea, Mr. Ross. Great idea, wonderful. Let's do it. Oh yeah, great. And then he goes to the midnight shift supervisor. Oh, boss, yeah, boss. Oh, great idea. Yeah, I love it. And he goes to the lieutenant. Oh yeah, boss. Great idea. And he comes to me. He saved me for last. I said, no, we got this Home Lawn and Garden. They do a fantastic job. Let the hospital keep the Jeep. No, I don't think blah, 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 So, and this is a great idea. We'll get this wonderful, blah, blah, blah. And he goes through his whole presentation again, and then he goes to each one of them, again, what do you think? Oh, great idea. I wonder if it comes to me. I said, no. I said, I don't think we should be doing it. We're security. We ought to be doing security. We shouldn't be doing snow removal. We can't do, can't do both well. Something's going to have to suffer. And I said, but if you're going to insist, and it looks like you are, and you're going to force us to do it, then how much extra money do we get for doing it? Well, you don't get no extra money. Probably won't even bad winter anyway. So we took over doing snow removal. It was August, or it was months before I was working the first time it started to snow. It was a blizzard. We put on our jumper suits, we go out, and we start doing the snow removal. We have a guy who's in the emergency room, who's in one of the rooms for a long time, and he gets kind of bored or whatever, and he goes and starts stealing subscription pads and all kinds of stuff, and then he goes down to the admitting desk or whatever, and asked how he wrote out his own, he's standing there writing out his own prescription. Where can I get this filled for narcotics, And they said, oh, right around there at the pharmacy. And like, security. So we come running in our jumper suits or whatever. He takes off running, goes out in the street. It's a blizzard. He's out in the middle. He's off our property, and I go out there and, sir, can I help you? No, that's okay. I don't need no help. Are you sure you don't need help? No, I don't need no help, I said, were you trying to get a prescription filled? Yeah, I'm trying to go. Come on over on the property here. We can take care of you. We can help you. Come on over the property. Oh, okay. Well, I got these prescriptions, you're under arrest, put the handcuffs on him. police show up, and we're there in our orange jumper suits and everything, and the police handcuff him or re-handcuff him, and they say, who are you guys? And I went, oh, security, look. So the next day I told the director of security, hey, this is our, here's this guy's wandering around the hospital, blah, blah, blah. Oh, you did a wonderful job, But the point I wanted to make was, and by the way, I want to get to too, after that, people hated our fucking guts. All the employees at the hospital, we were wonderful. As soon as we took over snow removal, then they didn't like us. Before, we were helping people, and then the snow crew shows up. We took it over, and then I drove all the way into town, and I get stuck in our parking lot, and blah, 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 So I have sympathy for these people doing snow removal. And two, there's more to it than you think, if there's an inch of snow, you're probably not going to drop your blade and do any plowing. If of course, there was a lot more inches of snow they had in New York and other places, but you can't put out. You can only put out salt at certain conditions. You can only put out the chemicals on certain. It doesn't do any good to put it out if it's below a certain. And there's a lot to it. And I see some of the criticism was that some of the people weren't doing anything. Sometimes there's a time. I don't know the circumstances, but sometimes there's a time that, hey, you'll wait, until a point, and then you start doing it. And so I don't know, these people may be getting a bad rap, but I'll be kind of watching that. I got some stories. I got some stories I could tell about the snow removal, and the there's a grievance involved in the thing. There's that I had to do. I wrote a grievance over the snow removal. The thing about not being paid. There's a pretty interesting little phase, so that kind of got my attention. Anyway, that's enough for now. Thanks very much for watching.